This week's episode is sponsored by Change. Change is the #1 mentoring programme that teaches you e-commerce from scratch. Change has a real community with real results. I have been working with Ryan for many years now and have attended many of his events and retreats across the world and got to meet members and the amazing community of like-minded people. Ryan works with a lot of big names in the business world, helping them build online businesses and e-commerce. Change offers personal one-on-one support, no experience needed, but like anything, this takes time and is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you put the work in, you will get the results. E-commerce and online shopping is getting bigger and bigger. This is a great opportunity for anyone that is looking for financial freedom. For more information, go follow Ryan on Instagram at RyanJB, and he will guide you through the steps to help you get started and build a successful online business. You can now follow me on all my social media platforms to find out who my latest guest will be. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you're notified for when my next podcast goes live. And boom, we're on. And today's guest, we've got Amie G. Amie, how are we?
I'm fine, thank you. It's failing. No, not G no more.
Yeah. First and foremost, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You're sister-in-law to Darren G.
Yeah.
Married to Billy, Darren's brother.
Yeah.
Darren's been online for many years. He spoke shit about many people, including myself, many times. He's sat in many podcasts talking shit about me. For people who don't know, I had him on my podcast maybe 5 years ago. Explosive podcast. It went viral. I've done maybe 3 podcasts with him. Started speaking shit about me. He says I was going to get him murdered. Me and Marvin Herbert. Like, just crazy stuff. Took his podcast down. He's kind of never got over it, if I'm honest. But today's the day where you kind of know some information that needs to be shared about this little weasel. And that's what we're here to do. But first and foremost, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Before I get into everything though, I always like to go back to the start with my guests. Get more of a bit of understanding about you, Amie, where you grew up and how it all began.
Grew up in Anfield. I was a bit of a loose cannon who used to get called wild child. I loved to party. And then I met Billy, fell in love with Billy. Spent 18 years of my life with him. I had three kids. And it obviously ended because he took his own life. But I had the time of my life with him. He was the funniest person and he could entertain anyone. We only walked in a room and lit the room up. Do you know what I mean? The whole of Liverpool miss him. Not just us.
Typical Scouser then, party and
Yeah.
bit of a mad bastard. Like, is everybody knows my love for the Scousers. Like, it's just nothing but love and respect because every time I'm down here, it's just always an amazing time, amazing people. There's not many people. There's only one person that I've got fucking hate for from Liverpool, and it's Dan. So it's yeah, love the Scousers, love everything about them. It's like, I always say it, it's like a little world within a world. So what were you like at school?
I was done very well at school. I was the class clown. I used to just... This one teacher, Mr. Rowlands, he hated my guts and I killed his fish and he never got over it. I couldn't sit in his class. He just like dismissed me out the class, so I had to sit out of RA for the rest of the 3 years in Anfield Camp.
How did you end up killing his fish?
Because he locked me in the cupboard because I was being cheeky. But in this day and age, how can you lock someone in the cupboard because they're being cheeky? He should have just sent me out the class, but no, he chose to lock me in the cupboard.
How was family life? Mum and dad, brothers, sisters?
Yeah, it was great. Growing up was great.
Normally the class clown's the one who's most fucked in the head, you know. It's a good deflection tactic of pretending that we're okay, but really we're struggling.
Yeah, I'm definitely fucked in the head.
Again, typical Scouser. So what did you do when you left school?
I'd done a PT course. I'd done a nail course. I'd probably done every course going. And then I went to Hope University and done psychology. I enjoyed that, but I left. I left 7 months before I graduated.
Why?
Because I got pregnant with Molly.
What did you first pregnancy?
Yeah.
How old were you?
20.
So what age did you meet Billy?
Well, I already knew him, but when I was 16.
Did you live
First
next to
kiss.
each other?
No, he lived in Kirkdale, I lived in Anfield.
Did you know about the G brothers? Because they did have a reputation
Yeah,
back then. They did have a fearsome reputation.
yeah.
Was that more of a turn on for you, or were you nervous?
No, he made me laugh. Billy wasn't like his brothers. He was different. He stood out. I mean, the name that they've got, Billy he was scary, do you know what I mean? But he wasn't like them. He was just hilarious, and I don't know. I didn't fancy him, my mates did, because he had his eyebrows joined, and I used to give him never his eyebrows joined. And then the next thing I'm with him.
And you had a kid at 20.
Yeah.
How was that feeling for you?
It was a shock. And we were, when I first got pregnant, we was together and then we split up. And then we got back together. It was like that. We was on and off for a few years, up until Molly was like 6. But it was scary because I didn't know how to be a mum. I was still a kid myself.
Yeah. And what was the brothers? How did they treat you?
Stephen, Ian and Danny treated me fine. I wasn't really round Darren. He wasn't ever around in the daytime.
Why?
I don't know. He was only appeared at night. He was only out snooping every night.
And when Dan done his first podcast with me, they spoke about child abuse. How true is that?
Well, Billy never ever said that to me. I didn't know that they got beat up because he spoke about that a lot, but not the sexual abuse. That's I can honestly say I think that's bullshit because Billy never ever said that the 18 years spent with him.
You could have been hiding it though.
No, because he got sectioned, Billy, because he shot himself in the head and it developed epilepsy. So he started having grand mal seizures and the seizures scarred the brain. So he had to have MRI scans quite a lot and he got sectioned twice. So in the reports, it doesn't state nothing like that. It speaks about being beat up, but nothing about sexual abuse.
So never ever mentioned that?
Never.
So what happens then with your life? Many kids have you got?
I've got 3.
So 3 too, Billy,
Yeah.
18 years.
Yeah.
And how was life with the relationship then?
It was we used to kill each other. But when it was good, it was very good. He was a bit of a romantic, Billy. Like, I'd be washing the dishes and he'd come behind me dancing and we'd dance and sing. And we had just the time of my life with him. I miss him, do you know what I mean? And if I could have him back today, I would, but for my own selfish reasons. But yeah, the relationship was good. He was a brilliant dad, like unbelievable. Always had time for his kids. That was his main scenario. Like, he was there for his kids.
Why did he try and shoot himself?
I couldn't tell you. I think it might have been the drugs, to be honest.
What drugs was he taking?
Cocaine.
Every day?
No, just binged recreationally.
So just at the weekends?
Yeah.
Pretty same as every kind of a lad, innit? Just to kind of comes from the streets, just partying at the weekend, kind of escape. How was the relationship then? Just cat and mouse all the time, kind of at each other?
Not really, no. We used to party together because I was doing it with him. But when we did fight, the police got involved. It was a bit domestic, do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just him, it was me as well. We used to kill each other. I'd give as good as I got.
What about Dan's mum?
Janet, she's lovely.
Nice person?
Yeah, lovely.
Craig Barker, when Dan spoke about the killing of Craig Barker, and they says they were going to kill Darren, but Dan's went in the back seat or something to play the computer. Like, how true is this story?
Well, from what Billy says, Darren's seen them. But Billy, I don't really know, because I tried to stay out of it all, and I say when that was happening, I wasn't with Billy at the time. But it was sad. Do you know what I mean? Really sad. That Craig died, Mark and Ian got shot, and Darren walked away scot-free. And that was all because of his doing. Do you know what I mean? Because of what he was doing. And innocent people lost their lives and innocent people went to jail. How can someone cause that much trouble and then stand up in the dock and start grassing? You're either on one side of the fence or the other.
Yeah, I believe that. Like, it's all or nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you're in that
Yeah.
life, you die by it. But you know yourself, people are weak when the coppers come knocking. People are very weak when they're going to get put behind bars for the rest of their life, and
Yeah.
everybody turns. And it's not just him; it's many people do it.
Yeah.
I've spoke to mafia men who've killed 20 people, but yet they turn on their own because they want a lighter sentence. And I don't know how they can get a lighter sentence if they've killed so many people. But this is just society we're in. The police know how to manipulate it for the weak ones to then sing.
Yeah.
So Craig's been killed. So you think Dan's seen that he was going to get killed and switch seats?
Now, Billy said that he thinks Darren's seen them when he was driving in and swapped seats with Craig. He was going to pick his washing up. But as I say, I can't confirm that because I wasn't with Billy at the time.
And then the murder after that, another innocent man was killed because they tried to retaliate, but they killed the wrong man.
And it's sad because Davey looked after Darren. Davey and Nicky. He was always in their house. They took care of him and he switched up on them. He does that quite a lot, switches up on people.
So he knew Davey as well.
Yeah.
But he says, I think on my first podcast, that they had heard it was David that tried to kill them.
Yeah, definitely not.
And who was it end up killing David?
I think someone's in jail for it, aren't they?
Yeah, because it was Dan. He never done it. He was
sitting up the street in a car, wasn't he?
As he do, he's a shit house, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
So what happens with the court cases? Because everybody says he's a grass, but how true is it? Because everybody got a 28 rec. He got an 18 and he was out in 12 because there's still people in it.
Yeah.
What's the evidence of him standing in the dock and pointing fingers?
Yeah, he stood in the dock. He stood in the dock and got Willie and Porky jail for trouble he caused. Ruining families. Craig died, he ruined that family. Mark got shot, he ruined that family. Ian got shot, he ruined that family. He ruined his own, he ruined everyone's family. Kirsty, Natalie and Amie lost their dad, and so did Porky's kids because he gassed. You can't go around causing trouble and then stand in the dock and grass. It's not right. You're either on one side of the fence or not, and then he's sitting on podcasts telling everyone's business. Tell your own business, gas on yourself for the things you've done.
What has he done?
Something has went on. I don't know exactly what, but something has went on.
Mad, innit?
Who hates their own mum? This is meant to be a man that's healed and he's got over the trauma, and so you let it lie. He's not healed, he's not traumatized. His conscience is eating him alive, and that's why he's sitting daily, slagging everyone off, telling people's business. You know, look at what he's done to my daughter. She was 12 years old. Showing her all the pictures that girls had sent him for 12 years, naked in their underwear. Uncle. That's no uncle who does that. That's a predator. Asking her questions, has she ever been with a boy and has he ever touched her? That's who asks a young girl things like that. And then videoing her in the street when she's coming out of the shop with her mates, getting sweets. See this girl's mum, she's a slag.
He was saying that about you?
Yeah,
Videoing your
videoing
daughter?
yeah.
When was that?
In 2017.
When did Molly tell you that he was sending her photos?
No, she was in Janet's and she sent me a picture. So when he come out of jail, Katie come to my house and said, Darren wants to speak to you. And she phoned Darren's wife. And she says, she phoned him and he said, are you ready to build bridges? I haven't burnt none. So I went up to see him. And the Darren, years before he went to jail, just without blinking, it's glare in your eyes. Darren couldn't even look me in the eye, and he got up and walked out. And Katie went to me, why is he like that with you? I said, probably guilt. And she went, guilt for what? I said, the voicemail he left Billy. And she went, what voicemail? I said, oh, didn't you know? I said, the week before Billy died, when Darren had been granted his parole, he left Billy a voicemail. You fat, selfish, suicidal bastard, next try and kill yourself, do it properly. And she just went white. I went, that's why you can't look at me. And then when we're leaving, we're getting in the car, he's giving us the kids hugs and giving me a hug, and he started crying and he said, look, I've got Irene to sell me properties. I'm going to buy a big house for me, Katie and Roma. I want you and our Billy's kids to come and live with me. And I just went, so no, we're not your responsibility. And after that, he switched up. Terrorising, commenting on pictures on Facebook. His wife standing next to me and he's commenting on me. silence is golden. And I just make things a million times worse. And I was just commenting saying, be fucking quiet then. And everyone's saying to me, stop it. No, I won't. Do you want me to be victimised by him? Not a chance. That's my kid's uncle. He shouldn't be doing the things he's doing.
When did Dan get married?
2013, I think.
In prison?
Yeah.
So how did the relationship with Katie start then?
So Suzanne, Darren was with Suzanne, and Suzanne was my friend. And Suzanne got sectioned. So, and she brought Katie to my house once, and we was going to see Suzanne, and because Billy wasn't in from work, I said, Suzanne phoned, and I said, I can't come in because Billy's not in from work, but Casey's come, and I've given her the stuff that I bought for you to come to take in. And she went to me, don't you let her speak to Darren. And with that, when Casey comes back, she comes to my house a few days later, and we end up all having a drink. And then the next thing is going on visits to see Darren, and Suzanne got legged.
So he married her in prison?
Yeah.
How was the relationship between Billy and Dan?
Billy never really spoke to Darren. He hated him.
Why?
Because of what he'd done. He was very jealous of his brothers, Darren. Everything, the arts, the families, the kids, because he didn't have it.
How many kids has Dan got?
2.
So he's not got older kids?
No, well, DNA test was done, swabs, no, what are they called?
Yeah, DNA.
It was inconclusive.
Did Dan raise that kid thinking it was his?
No. No one ever knew. She never ever told anyone. What would you?
What was it like before prison?
I didn't really go around them up there then.
How was Danny?
The big BFG, big friendly giant. I like Danny. He's not what he's perceived to be, do you know what I mean?
But the papers and the media portray him
Yeah,
as a
he's trying
nutcase.
to be a monster, but he's not.
Was Dan, what was his reputation like? Was he feared back then?
Yeah,
Who was the most feared?
Darren.
Was it, not Danny? Because that's what I'm led to believe from people you speak to and things that you hear, that Danny was the main.
No, so from what I can remember, if Darren G was obviously had to leave the country, Danny G would just come through your door, he'd take your door off, he'd pull your windows off because he's an absolute monster. Because he's huge, but no, I'd say Darren myself.
Were you scared of him?
Yeah, I was, yeah, I was petrified. I'm a woman, I'm a mum.
Even when Billy was around?
No, Billy had to kill him with one hand. He was scared of Billy. But he wouldn't admit that.
So when he's went to prison then and got 18 years, became a snitch, like what was happening in his life then, like with Katie and the other family members? Did the brothers disown him because of what he'd done?
So Darren, Danny and Stephen was in jail. There was only Billy and Ian out, and they was both working, so I don't think they really spoke to them anyway, because they was always in work. And they didn't have a phone, Darren, in jail.
Was in protection?
Don't know. Can't remember.
Because his problem is, he's all here trying to expose drug dealers, this and that, but when he get out the jail, he tried to get back on the grass.
Yeah, I know when I give him it.
And he got legged out, you know, because he was a grass.
Yeah.
And I think his mum threw him out because of the trouble he was bringing to the door.
I can recall he's kicked off in the house, and I can remember the video that he posted, and it was saying his mum had a fella who was a police officer, and he sexually abused him. Janet's only ever been with the dad, Billy. And I've never known her to have another fella, and Billy never ever mentions another fella. So I think that's been made up in his head. And I think the police removed him from the house, and he is not allowed to be back there ever since.
Yeah, because when he done the podcast with me, he was talking about there was a copper who abused him.
I've never heard nothing about that.
So do you think that's all made up?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, he's very convincing in
He's
his
a
words.
master manipulator.
I got told he was a bear end and he was a grass. But I'm all for giving people a platform who I think's changed their life. Like I say, I've interviewed mafia men who's became snitches, but they still get to tell their story. And I thought the fact that he'd changed his life and chose a life, not a knife.
After stabbing his wife in the head.
Did they stab his wife in the head?
Yeah, she had a RCT convertible and he put the knife right through her and stabs her in the head with her daughter in the passenger seat as well.
When was that?
2017.
And what happened?
I don't know, I wasn't there, but I do know she got the police for him. And this is the thing, you can phone the police all you want, but they won't prosecute him, they won't do nothing. He walked, and then he robbed her house. She lived in a house in Mersey Road, Lecky Gates, and he robbed her house. He's walking out the house with a carrier bag of clothes of the fella who she was seeing at the time, and Roma's iPad and her laptop, and the police checked it all. He couldn't put the code in the laptop, iPad, and he didn't know the passwords for the laptop, and they still let him walk away with it. And he must have been wearing the man's clothes whose case he was seeing at the time.
So he stabbed her on the head because she was seeing someone else?
I don't know. I think that was just before she was seeing someone else.
What happened with that? Nothing?
Not a thing.
But like I say, when he came on the podcast, Explosive Podcast, I think it was like 1.5 million views or something in just a few weeks. Like I said, I don't know the politics down here, and I was only just starting off. I like the fact of somebody coming out of prison, changing their life and trying to help others. Done a second podcast in quick succession, big podcast, so it's views. I'm going to get him on again. It makes it's business sense. And then the third one, and then things changed. I had him up in Glasgow 3 times. And I'm very friendly with everybody.
Yeah.
But if you fuck me over, you're done. And I don't know if he had anybody around him. Like, I like to see myself as a decent person, try and help people out. Like I say, I never bent or broke. When people were saying, listen, don't have his podcast out, he's a fucking bellend. And I still put it out. And then Marvin Herbert, who's a good friend of mine, done a podcast with him. Dan was on the third podcast, I was saying, yeah, can't wait to see Marvin's podcast, great guy. And Marvin wanted Dan on his podcast. Like, it's all a bit gay, but he wanted him on his podcast. I said, no problem. We were out for dinner. And I says, yeah, I'm with Dan. He says, can I speak to him? I says, Marvin's what to speak to. He says, yeah, let me speak to him. And ever since then, I don't know if he get jealous. It's like a weird fucking change in energy. Like, and then he done a video saying that, because I was going to do an ayahuasca documentary. It's like a plant medicine. And I was going to do people who was in prison, take them to this jungle. Then he started doing videos saying that me and Marvin were going to get him killed when we were at the jungle. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? So I responded straight away.
The first time yesterday was actually I'd put a post out about you being on. The reason being is because I didn't know what you were like. The first podcast, I'm thinking, fuck man, I need to step back from this kid, man. He's a fucking crackpot. I'm going to go on his second podcast. He's actually okay. And then I seen you out in videos and I used to always think, when am I going to get outed? That's what I used to think. So I used
But James, look, I think I did. I know, but I can only reassure you so many times.
Yeah,
like,
I know, but
and I think I've sent you messages and sort of said, your boss kid, James, fucking don't worry, I'm never going to do anything towards you. I've come up here 3 times by myself. I've got in your car. You've accommodated me, and not one thing has ever happened to me. Not one little negative glitch or, hang on, he might have set me up. All this bullshit. So that's earned the trust. The way you treat me when I'm here, you feed me well, you speak to me right. It is what it is, la.
Yeah, because you're coming to the ayahuasca one, I'd put a post out who was coming. People were like, where the fuck's Dan G? But we'd already spoke. You never had your passport.
Well, hopefully at the end of it's all done. I just need someone to sign, and then I've got the passport. So it is what it is.
So you're on board for the ayahuasca?
I'm on board with you. If you want me to be there, I'll be there. Yeah. There's some people coming into the podcasting area now that are worth watching, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, who's the kid with the glass eye?
Oh, Marvin Herbert has his explosive.
Now, he's explosive.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? So if you look at every interview that this Marvin's had, he's explosive. And I've said to people, you can't change in 2 years, but you can. He's not changed in the sense of who he is. Do you understand that? This is my opinion.
Yeah.
He's changed in the sense of what he's done and what he's doing now. So it's still Marvin, like I'm still Darren. I've still got this mindset, but the mindset's focused on the positive things for the youth and making a difference in his community, because you can only embrace the damage you've done when you're looking at it. the way I've looked at it and the way he's looking at it. It's going to be explosive. I think I referred to that podcast earlier on, and basically that's the one I was on about. I'm on about this Marvin podcast where he's got this Sean Atwood in the fucking in the hot seat. In the hot seat.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You're going to see this little fucking rat for exactly what he is on the back of... Get onto Marvin's podcast and watch it, because I'm waiting for it. On the back of you giving me that opportunity of a podcast, without you understanding or realising, you have indirectly helped thousands of young men. Just by giving me that platform and helping me promote my message and helping me penetrate the minds of the youth and the masses. That's your way of fucking... that's the good you're doing.
Yeah. I love it. Listen,
I know I've changed thousands of lives, and I wouldn't have if you never come into the picture.
Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you've all had an absolute belter. So, this year's already started off with drama, handbags. Dan G, something I never thought I would speak about or out, but needs must. His mouth is vile. He talks a lot of pish, if I'm honest. But I will stand my ground. If somebody's bold enough to try and tarnish my name and my reputation, then trust me, I'm going to be bold enough to fight for it. This isn't fucking Sean Atwood. He's out and he outs a lot of people. Nobody respond. I'm responding. Let's get a few things right. Let's get the facts right. Do you know what I mean? Because you asked to be on my podcast. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. You wanted on my podcast. The first time, not a problem. You came on, explosive. Bear in mind, I had already done 100 podcasts before you came on my already successful show. Second time, you wanted on 3-4 months later because you said your stuff was hacked. People were talking shit to young girls. I had you on again to have your piece, have your say. I was always wary of you because, if I'm honest, I always knew this day would come. I don't out anyone, but like I says, needs must. Had you on the third time to try and promote a positive message, promote your clothing brand. You've got a kid on the way. I done that. As you can see in the videos that you've just watched there, Dan has been thankful. It was a mutual agreement that he was coming on the podcast, listen, to spread his message, which is great. A message, choose a life, not a knife, that was actually brought in 2016 by the Met Police. These are facts. So, you come up 3 times. I've had you up to Glasgow 4 times, free for the podcasts, put you in nice apartments, fed you well. I've had your missus up here with the kids as well, just for a break. So I've had you up here 4 times. You bring big numbers. I've spoke about that before. You agreed to that. But now you're doing videos saying that I've used you. I've used your videos. Let's get things fucking straight. You've come on my podcast. People know you because you came on my platform, not the other way about. I don't owe you a fucking thing. You came on my podcast and people know you from that, and your word has spread. You should be happy about that. But you're always out in people. You're a walking contradiction. Someone who's always going about choose a life, not a knife, while talking about killing families. Someone who talks about drugs. They're destroying the city. Drug dealers are the worst. But yet you buy weed from drug dealers every single fucking day. I ain't fucking a monk, a saint. I make mistakes every day. And everybody damn outs, turns a nonce straight away, a grass, or gay. But let's face it, surely as fuck you're looking in the mirror when you're saying that shit, because there's so much shit about you says about all that. But I'm not going to get into that because I just want to state things clear that your podcasts have been taken down. It's not a conspiracy. It's no conspiracy. Your shit's been taken down because you're talking shit about me. You're saying that I used you. When you've just seen the footage here that Darren was happy to come on my podcast. And as for the thing with Marvin, you knew Marvin was coming to the ayahuasca documentary. You'd spoke to Marvin. We had dinner. Marvin phoned. He says he wanted you on the podcast. I gave you the phone. This isn't a conspiracy. This just happened. You promoted Marvin on my podcast just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I don't see the problem. The title of the video I put up saying Darren G versus Marvin Herbert, which is nothing basically. You can see it in the thumbnail. It says best bits. It says best bits. 2 of my most explosive podcasts in 2020. I put the clips together. It's a clip of Darren, clip of Marvin, clip of Darren, clip of Marvin, and it's just their best bits. It says it in the thumbnail, best bits. It says it in the title, best bits. You'd already seen this video
before you'd done my podcast. You never mentioned it. You've promoted Marvin on my podcast. You've spoke to him on the phone. And now it's a mad conspiracy as if we're conspiring against you. Now you put a thing on Twitter also saying that I gained 100,000 followers from you. You haven't even got 100,000 followers yourself. I've got over 500,000. That is irrelevant. You saying that I've gained 100,000 from your podcast is a discredit for me and my team. The fucking work that we put in daily. I release 2 podcasts per week. Fucking 2. It ain't easy, but I do it. I've got a whole mixture, I guess, the explosive podcasts. Yes, yours was explosive, I give you that. But it ain't fucking what's made my show. It ain't what's made me. You're putting posts out saying that I've gained from you. Fair dues. But I think it's kind of a mutual agreement. People come on my podcast to tell their story. I give them the platform to do so. I believe I'm a good interviewer, that I guide them through a story. You've been on many other podcasts before and you've not reached those numbers. Reason being is because I wasn't fucking sitting at the other side of the mic. And that's not to blow my own trumpet. It's because I believe I'm the best at what I do. So you put these posts on Twitter. I never butt to it because I couldn't understand why you were mentioning me. But maybe it's because you have your own podcast starting soon. Maybe because you know my name is clout. You know, you mentioning my name, it will hit headlines. People will talk about it. But again, what all this shit, it's just negative drama that it's all bullshit. You put a post out 2 days ago saying you would never out me. I never replied to that either because I thought, fuck this, man, it's a new year. I can't be annoyed with all the negativity. But it is what it is. You've done what you've done. Your podcasts are down. They're all on private. Only reason these podcasts will get put back on if I get an apology. As simple as that. You talk about your message and you want to promote it. My podcasts were doing that for you. My podcasts were making you a crust by selling your clothing brand. But now you're wanting to talk shit. That's all you fucking do is just talk shit. So I'm here to respond and I'll fucking respond right. I ain't talking shit. People who follow me know. Listen, you're going to talk and people will listen. Some arseholes will listen. But you don't state facts. These are facts. And that's fair. You can come up. I know you're going to do responses yourself and come back. He's fucking this. He's a nonce. He's a grass. He's gay. Fucking get a grip. Because you say it to everybody else. It's like the boy who cried wolf. That's all it is. You're going to say enough shit and people are just going to stop listening to you. I was all for helping promote your message, supporting you. I have supported you. I was taking you to an ayahuasca documentary. Would have done that. You knew the names that were coming. Marv's name was there. You knew all this. So I don't get where this came from. I think your paranoia has led you to this, I believe. Or maybe it's a wee agenda behind you. But I had to respond today because I'm not taking that pish. I find it very disrespectful and if I'm honest, I'm kind of hurt by it. I didn't think I would have to do this, but I did genuinely believe that Darren would do what he's done. This is what he does. He does it to everybody, pushes everybody away, and that's fair enough. Now, you talk about me using you and making money. Every one of your podcasts, none of them are monetised. Everyone has a little yellow flag. None of them are monetised because of the stuff that's in them, because of the shit that you speak. None of them get monetised, so I don't make money from your podcast. And even if I did, so fucking what? I spend money to get you up here. That is what it is. But this is just a short video to show you what Darren was like in part 3. And that's that. My podcast will continue to fly. As of next week, I'll be back to releasing 2 per week. And that's it. I'm not here to tarnish anybody. People who come on my show are starting their own podcast and I will help those people. It's as simple as that. I don't know if there's a bit of jealousy there involved. I just don't know. And frankly, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because I know what I'm building. I know what I'm creating. And I'm doing that through hard work. I don't do these stupid videos. I find it schoolboy stuff. People doing videos and live feeds. For me, that's childish. That's not the way it should be. But people deal with things differently. And then that was it. Took his podcast down. I never spoke about him again. I'm too busy. And once you start seeing the patterns of these people, how they react, they thrive on this. Yeah. He'll thrive on this, as if it's giving him airtime. But still, if you're talking shit, you're going to get put in your place. Now, I'm very calculated. Whether it's a month, a year, 5 years, I'll wait. I'll fucking sit and wait. Do you know what I'm saying? And these people play their cards and think they've defeated you or they've won. It's not. I'm too busy. I travel the world. I've created a multi-million-pound platform. I do all right. So when people talk shit, say what you've got to say. I'm still thriving. I still keep raising the bar. And I know that burns people more than anything. But him, it was different. Responded that night. took all his stuff down because he was always creating GoFundMes, taking money off people, never doing anything with it. The thing about this plonker is, over the last 5 years, everything he says, he's never backed it up.
No.
You know where I stay. Come to my fucking door. Not once have I hid, not once have I went hiding. I go about myself, Liverpool myself. I'll walk about either with my kids or my dogs or whatever. I'm not got teams of people. I'm not on videos screaming, shouting, I'm going to do this and that. Come see me. Where I'm from, if you've got grievances with someone, you either try and get it sorted out through mutual friends before things maybe escalate, or you meet them for a square go, meet them for a terror. I've had 3 fights in my life in my 20s with that. People try to sort it out. 2 became my best friend after that. Other ones passed away, sadly, but that's what we deal with things in Glasgow. You meet someone, you try and sort it out, like I say, before it escalates, or you meet someone for a square go. 3 I've had in my 20s. With him, it's just all shouting. Yeah. You're sitting on a screen in a fucking single bedroom shouting at people who are doing things with their life. And it's not just me, it's not just you. He's done this with hundreds of people. And I started to see he really struggles with mental health. Yeah. Smokes a lot of weed. His head's gone. I see this, I'm not fucking stupid. But sometimes people think, because he says so much, people believe, he believes his own hype, and people buy into his own hype because he's so believable. You think, man, he's on it. But he's a fucking diddy. What's he done over the last 5 years? What's he done over the last 10 years? Everything he's ever said he's going to do, he's never done. He walks about at 4 a.m, he walks about with masks on. Back something up what you're going to do. He makes out he can fight. He's about 5 feet fucking 5, wears extra small t-shirts, and he thinks he's a big strong man. He's a fucking plonker. And this is, like I say, he'll come for me and you talking shit because of what we're doing. But it's all lies, this and that. But he's done about 10 or 15 podcasts on me, talking about me. But this just fuels him again, because this will give him more airtime. But listen, like I say, everything that he says is waffle. And he doesn't back it up. Just question what he's done over the last 5 years. I don't know how many doors he says he was going to. Not one has he fucking showed up on. He knows where I stay in Glasgow. Come in the fucking door.
And everybody's always in my back garden. I've just seen the videos. That just shows you know what I mean.
Yeah, you sent me videos. But who do you think that is?
It's Ren, 1,000,000%.
But you can't really see his face.
No.
So it's understandable he says it's not him as well, because it's not clear cut. You sent me the footage, and why do you think he would come to your door though at 4 a.m?
Because that's all he's ever done. He's done it when, after he rejected his offer to move in with me and the kids, he was in my back garden for 3 o'clock one morning, 1 minute past 3 the next morning, 2 minutes past 3 for 2 whole weeks. And he was on the video. I've still got my hard drive. He's on the camera, sitting on my chairs on my patio, smoking a spliff, saying, where do you think you're going? Why? What's it got to do with you? Like, I owed him something. And I remember Casey, his wife, saying to me, only that I know, you'd think something has went on between you the way he is over you. It's weird behaviour. Yeah,
I was the same. It's like fucking weird. Like, how we can just switch. It's like it was broken-hearted that I've got other friends or I do other podcasts. He started doing videos saying it was him, it made me, it was his podcast. I've interviewed 500 people, travelled the world. Bear in mind, I've interviewed, nearly 500 people, right? I've interviewed. The only person who talks shit is him. So that's a big ratio to have 499 people speak pretty highly of you. I believe if I'd phoned any one of them, they would answer the phone, or if I needed help, they would help. But I wouldn't. But that shows you the percentage of people who I've had on who don't do videos. But yeah, and you've got this plonker who does videos all the time. But people love to believe it. You're going to have your haters who'll believe what he says because they don't want to see you succeed or do well. That's fine. I'm not asked about that. Like I say, over the last 8 years I've done this, you'll never see me fucking break or fold. Never see me melt. Yes, I'll go home and think, okay, what's the best moves for me here? People come for me all the time, media. This prick never folded. I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I don't hide. I've created platforms. I've created businesses. I've created friendships. I'm not on videos saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You don't see me doing that, because if something's getting done, it's getting done. Like I say, back in the day, it was either sorted by mutual friends or you had a square go. You shook hands and you moved on. All this gay shit, sitting on cameras and shouting at people. TikTok's turned half the fucking world gay. All these men dancing and talking shit and making false threats. Like, it's so false. You know, it's so fake. Like, be a fucking man. If you've got a problem, ask for my number, take my number, meet me. That's it. No videos, no cameras, no nothing. Don't have that. Not where I'm from. And I certainly know the Scousers, the majority of Scousers, don't act like that. It's just sort of hangs out like men, but the world's becoming soft. A lot of these people think they're celebrities. They think they're bigger than what they are because they get a couple of hundred people on lives. Like, I'm not really on TikTok. There's a couple of clips pages for my podcast. But when you're on it, it's like mental health issues. These people talking on lives to 2 and 3 people. Who the fuck are you talking to? Like, they think they're bigger and like it's going to people's heads. And this is went to his head. I should have exposed this prick many times, but I didn't because he's not on my level. He's so far beneath me. But you messaged me when I had the podcast with him, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And I kind of swerved it, if I'm honest. I'm going to be honest. But I just thought, nah, like, I didn't want to get involved, you know? But he just speaks so much shit about people.
Yeah.
And it's like an obsession. He's like obsessed with me. I think he fancies me. I genuinely think he's a bender. I think he's always talking about willies and arses and cum. And I think he done a video says that he was thinking about going jail gay. Listen, you're either gay or you're not. You're either sucking dick or you're not. And for me, he's a wee bender. If he's like either bisexual or something, but he's get weird, creepy tendencies. And it's like when his feelings get hurt, he doesn't know how to handle that emotion. Yeah. So just goes so extreme. Everybody's a nonce, everybody's a grass, everybody's a woman beater, everybody's fucking this. That's everything he is.
Yes, yeah.
That's a reflection of him. We call him the mirror because everything he says is a reflection of him. He's a fucking bear end. And like I say, this has been a long time coming. I don't want people thinking that this is some sort of plan between me and you to try and target him. That's not what I do. This is only for your side, but I've also got to have a say because of the shit that he spoke about me, you know. And sometimes with these people, they're so thick, they don't see what they do. Like, there's so many videos with him contradicting himself. Like, I had to respond when he started speaking shit about me because I had a video with saying, well, wait a minute, you've just says that you love Marvin, you can't wait to see his videos, but all of a sudden now we're trying to set you up to kill you. And then it's just weird behaviour. You know, I mean, I've never tasted that sort of venom from anybody. You know, if somebody's maybe going to speak shit, they kind of speak shit and then it fizzles. He was consistent. Every time consistent, and every time I kept raising the bar, it's like it was filling him with hate and more rage. And I'm thinking, this guy's got serious fucking issues. But like I say, if you were ever going to come to my door, come to my door. Nobody was ever hiding. I can handle myself. I've done Muay Thai and boxing for years. Just just because I'm not in videos saying I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, it doesn't mean you're not fucking capable. For me, silence is more powerful than anything. But it's difficult, especially being in the spotlight, because you've got to defend yourself as well. Like, you get haters online, but nobody ever say anything to me outside. Everybody's sound, including yourself. Like, you're about, everybody will be sound. When do you ever get trouble? You don't. It's just social media has changed that with people.
Do you know when the first podcast that he done, I remember, can you remember the email Sharon spoke to you? And I said, will you mute Molly's name? She's 12. And you said you can't. Because that was lies. She's 12 years old, sitting in the park early hours in the morning with drug dealers. She was in bed. She was up for 7:30. She was up for 7 o'clock. She had to be on the bus to school. She went to Bellerive School at the other side of Liverpool and had to be on the bus. And she was so upset, and I thought, you're meant to be her uncle, you should be looking after her, but you're not, you're trying to ruin her. She's a child, and it made me angry. And the reason I wanted to come on this time is because my son sent me a video off TikTok of him saying, the monster, where he forgot to put beautiful before it, about me. I stabbed his dad. Now, his dad was on a bender with Ali, and they come in, and I heard them went down the stairs. There was a man to coke, 2 bottles of vodka. I'm emptying the vodka, and I swiped the coke. And because Bobby had broke his leg, and I heard the table chairs, scraping along the floor, and Ali shouting, well, lads, what are you doing? I turned around, Billy had sweat like that with the knife. Someone stabbed himself in the chest, and Ali ran away. And only Ali is in jail now. He would have sent a voice note, or he would have spoke to say he was there, but he can't because he's in jail. And my son asking me questions, doubting me if I stabbed his dad. I'd never have heard Billy. I'd never have left him. As much as it was toxic just before his dad, because we was both drinking and snorting coke all the time, but I'd never have left him because he was suffering with the epileptic fits. And they weren't just the visionary ones, there was grand mal seizures, he had to be hospitalised every time he had one. And another TikTok video saying about how he never got any love because I wasn't there. He doesn't even know love. He doesn't know what love is. He's never got he doesn't love himself the way he's speaking about people. Say what he wants about me. I'm thick skins. It doesn't bother me, but when it comes to my kids, but they're not kids anymore, they're older now. Like my old Smalley's 22 now, Bobby's 15, Stacey's 13. They're older, they understand right from wrong. And I will, I haven't been able to be the mum, the loving mum and the nurturer. I'm a terrible mum, if the truth totally honest, but I'm an absolute fucking amazing dad because I've had to be the protector and the provider, and that's the credit. He doesn't look at it like that. He just thinks, well, my brother killed himself, and pointing fingers. Now, you're pointing fingers at the wrong person. Because if Billy had to come and slept and come home to my house that night where he lived, he'd still be alive today, but he never. He chose to go and stay in your mum's house where he took his own life. And he was messaging everyone, but he never messaged me, or he never messaged Ian. If he'd have messaged me or Ian, we'd have been there. But now he messaged someone who sold cocaine, saying I'm playing the piano upside down with my feet. That text got ignored because he thought he wanted coke. Now he was letting you know he was going to do himself in. But that person wasn't meant to know that. But if he'd messaged one of us, we'd have known, and we'd have took Janet's door off the hinges, but he didn't message none of us.
Why did they not message you?
I don't know. I think he's had enough. He was exhausted. The beginning of he'd lost his job. They had sacked him, and unknown to him, Ian had got another job for him, but Ian didn't want to tell him until he had left the Lamb's company. And so he was down about that, and then he's had an 8 milligram mal seizure, and he had to be taken in an ambulance to the hospital. And he was just looked. You could see it in him. He looked so tired. His soul was exhausted. But I didn't expect him. I don't think any of us expected him to do that. And then Kay, who was Bobby's godmother, she worked in the pub he was in, and she rang me at 12:30, and she went, he wants to speak to you. And I can remember his teeth grinding on the phone. He was off his cake, and he went, I'll be home soon. And I was in bed, and woke up the next morning, wasn't home, so I phoned him, no answer. Phoned Janet, I said, where is he? She went to mine, because we were still in the pub at 3 o'clock. So he says, he's got to watch Sadie while I go and get Bobby's uniform. So I was down on the clothes, and I thought to myself, you're a cunt, you doing this. Why have you stayed out? Because I thought he'd stayed out all night. I thought he'd went to the party somewhere. And I'm driving around the pubs looking for him. And Janet, I went in the Valley pub, and as I'm walking out to get back in the car, Molly's hysterical. Janet had phoned my phone, because it was through the car. Molly had answered, and she went, you better get up here, he's dead. And I went, he's not dead. And when I pulled up outside Janet's, she stands on the step, Mia's crying, everyone's crying, and I went to walk in, she went, you're not going in, girl. She went, he's dead, you're not going in. And I could see his feet at the top of the stairs, he was black. So I don't know what time he had done it, but for him to be that colour at that, it was 11, just after 11 in the morning, for him to be that colour that quick, he must have tied some fucking, it must have been some strength for him to tie the sheet like that. And he was tall, Billy, as well, and he'd done it off the door. So on the top of Janet's door frames, it was glass, so he'd put the sheet through. And I was thinking, how the fuck? I remember when they took the what are they called? The ushers?
The undertakers.
Undertakers, when they took his body, I went up and I was looking and I was thinking, how have you done it? So he must have just dropped his legs. And then Janet had to untie him on her own, do you know what I mean? And I still, I'll never get my head around it, because he was big, Bill. He was like 6'3", and he was huge. His hands he was a monster, 5 times the size of Darren. And I'll never get my head around how wasn't that glass snapped? And how did you do it?
How many times did they try and take his life before it?
Twice. He shot himself, he took an overdose. Oh no, 3, because when we lived facing his mum in Maryport Close, and all bought he bought a new telly, and I was cleaning out. This is before, he bought the telly before I moved in there. And there was a cupboard at the top of the stairs and the telly boxes in there, and I was cleaning it all out because I was making that into the wardrobe. And there was all papers in the telly box, and there was a note. He left a note. And I went down the stairs and I went like that to him, and he snatched it and his eyes filled up and he went, "I'm still here," and laughed it off. And I thought, no, because for you to write that note and to throw it in there, you was gonna do yourself in. And then so when you go out on a bender, I'd phone him everywhere, I'd stay up and wait for him, because I thought I wouldn't go to sleep until he'd gone to sleep, because after finding that I thought, no, you're gonna try and do yourself in. And then I think it was after 2 years I stopped staying awake and waiting for it to happen, do you know what I mean?
Did you split up?
No, we stayed together.
So you were still together when they done it?
Yeah.
Like, it's sad, isn't it, when someone's mental health goes, because you're no control, no matter what, but the drugs and that just pushes you over the edge. That gives you the sort of confidence to just do it.
Yeah.
I believe.
I mean, it takes a lot to take someone's life, but to take your own, you've got to have some balls to do that.
Is Dan blaming you for that?
Don't blame me for whatever the fuck. You can blame me for his issues as well if you want. I couldn't really give a flying fuck.
Yeah, it's sad. How was your life like after that? How do you deal with that with 3 kids and trying to keep
Alcohol and
names straight?
cocaine was my best mate, but it took me to one of the darkest places, and it is a few months ago. I took myself to Peasley House, because there wasn't a section, and note to self, never get onto cocaine and sniff it yourself, because I don't know, sometimes I just question myself and think, could I have done something? Did I miss something? But I can't even give you any answers how or anything, but my kids laugh, they smile. Like, I think if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be here, but they're happy, do you know what I mean? And I don't think, it wasn't just me, it's Billy's family as well. Like, even though me and the family fell out, like I wouldn't have kept the kids away from them, because that's all they have of the dad, and they're very good to me kids, you know what I mean? Like the love they show them and the time that they've got for them, and they've got good bonds with Billy's family, and especially the cousins and Ian and Steve, and like they're brilliant with them, do you know what I mean? And I really appreciate that, and I'll be forever grateful for it, and so will Billy. But it's just saddened, like, let him rest. That's why I've come to do this, because it's been 10 years and you're still online chatting shit. So let the truth be out there and let him rest. Because it's not fair. Like, he left 5 kids and you're shouting your mouth off, telling lies.
But that's what he wants. That's all he's got is hate. He's just an angry little man. Like I say, people think he's massive, this and that. He's fucking tiny. All he does is wear extra small t-shirt to try. He gets a pump on before he goes on a live to make himself look strong. He's about 5'5". Everything he says is a lie. Yeah. Everything. And I only experience that because I know the shit he says about me. He says, I work with the mafia and I try to get him killed, and I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm a public figure. I do well. I've created a multi-million-pound platform and I travel the world. Everybody eats well. My people around me are good. Everything's good. Like, why waffle shit? Come and see me. Any issues, like I say, send me your number, come see me. Don't block me from your platforms, you little fucking coward. You know, if you're going to talk shit, own it. Back it up. Yeah. But the thing is, mud sticks. People want to believe he's hype. People want to believe he's shit because he's so convincing. He's very convincing. See the thing with your daughter when he was showing her photos, when did she come forward with that?
So when at the time I moved out of the house, I'd done a Florence overnight, 7 o'clock in the morning, got removers to empty the house, box the house up and just left. And I was living in an apartment in Whittle, and Molly was staying with my mum for school. So I phoned my mum one night and I said, where's Molly? She went, she's in Mary's. It's Molly's friend. And Mary had messaged me, asking where Molly was. So I drove over and I went to Mary's and I said, where is she? She went, I don't know. So I went to my mum's and I said, where's Molly? She went, she's with Mary's. She's not just been to Mary's. And I knew. And my intuition told me. And I went, she's with Darren. And I said, and you know quite well she's not allowed there. And my mum went, well, I can't stop it. It's her uncle. And I was going to go up and I thought, no, I'm going to let you see exactly why your dad hated him now. Find out yourself, which I shouldn't have done that, because I thought she would have been safe with him. And unknown to me, she wasn't. And I drove home, and it wasn't until about 10:30 at night, she sent me a picture, sitting at Janet's kitchen table, and all the pictures of girls, naked, in underwear. Hundreds of letters as well. And I'm looking at her, so I phoned her and I went, "What's that?" And she went, "Darren showed me all the pictures and letters girls had sent him." And I was just, lost the plot then. And I said, "Send me his number." She went, "No." And I phoned Katie for his number, and I phoned him, called him all the fucking nonsense. And he went, "Haven't you realised, yes, silence is golden?" I went, "Well, what, do what you're doing, come and do it." And then he started doing little things like my younger brother's baby's mum. He's got kids of a girl, and she's moved now. She lived by the Astor in Walton. And she lived on one corner, on the opposite corner was his domestic violence refuge. So they've got all night vision cameras. And he's got off his bike, leaned it on the wall, and tried to petrol bomb the house. He's never done that on himself. He only burnt the door. So I had to think, what's he going to do next? Okay, divide and conquer. So I fell out with my old family all over Facebook so he could see. So he couldn't go to none of my family. So he had to come to me. And that's when he started sitting in my garden.
Think he loves you?
It was weird.
Did he want to move you in to start a family with you?
I don't know, but why would you even ask that? Because Katie, his wife, said to me, she went, "Only that I know." She went, "You think something went on between you?" He was weird. It was weird behaviour.
But that's Non's behaviour, and I can believe it. Why? Because have you seen the videos of him on TikTok and he's speaking to the 12 and 13-year-old girls?
Yeah.
Speaking sexual shit. This is a man nearly 50.
Yeah.
You just need to type into YouTube Dan G speaking to minors, and there's about 4 or 5 videos where he's speaking to 12, 13, 14-year-old young girls.
Who are you talking to? Your bumhole, mate? Who are you?
Who? You seductive little bitch.
Who are you
Don't
talking
dare
to?
say you'll finger my bubhole again, or I'll put things in place for it to happen.
You are beefing a minor. Look at you. Are you?
I don't care. I don't care if you're a minor.
What about the hat? Why the fuck is he wear a hat 24/7?
I think he thinks he's still just the age he was when he went to jail.
Baldy bastard. It's creepy how we can just sit there and talk shit and wear his little hat. Take your hat off. I'll send you 25 grand now if you're doing a video with your hat off. Take your hat off and I will donate 25 grand to any charity you want, because he was always trying to do charity work and GoFundMe's. He was just scamming people for money.
He'll message you and ask for that 20 grand.
Yeah, I'll hand on my heart, I will donate 25 grand to any charity he wants if he takes his hat off and alive. No problem. But it was weird. It's all weird fucking behaviour. It was just all creepy. It's like, he gets obsessed with people.
Yeah.
And he talks about everybody. People I know, Dan Till, Billy Moore, everybody's a target. Everybody, he speaks
It's
about
because they do more than
Sam Walker, and he speaks about everybody because these people are doing something with their life.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing. He's always mentioning people and trying to target people and hate on everybody. He speaks about boxers, UFC fighters. I have boxers on my podcast and they say it's all connected. I interview 500 people. I interview people from all walks of life, but it's just the way he portrays it all. And people buy into his bullshit. People buy into his madness, and that's the sad reality of it. But it's just a fucking weird situation with him. Like, I do regret having the prick on, but then again, he fuels me sometimes if you see videos just to kick on and show, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. I haven't went anywhere. But you can understand why it puts people back in their shell.
Yeah.
Because of the vile things that he says about people. Like I say, getting people calling people nonsense and wife beaters and fucking grasses. It puts people back in their shell, because when you come out and speak against them, it triggers them.
Yeah.
It triggers them with hate and more rage. And it's somebody who's very, very vulnerable, somebody who's very weak.
When this gets dropped, it'll be, "Oh, she's a cokehead," yeah, and you're a pothead. I struggled with alcohol and cocaine because my fella took his own life, and I gave birth to 2 babies, both at 22 weeks with no heartbeat. Of course, we're all addicted to something to numb the pain. But I'm in recovery now, and I'll probably relapse again. It happens, it's life.
Don't say
life
that.
lives.
Don't say that, because if you're on a good path, then stick to it. You never know what's round the corner, but if you're already on it, you don't need to worry what's round the corner yet.
I come across a video on TikTok of a girl, she wasn't from Liverpool, saying this one person on TikTok, the realist, Darren J, and I commented and I put, you don't know him, and she put, do I know enough, and I put, listen, I've known him, I've been a part of his family, you do not know him, he's not the person you're thinking he is. They're giving him airtime, and but he's a dad now, so what he does, in the Bible it says, what's done today will be done today.
How bad is he?
He's a monster. I'm the monster. He's put it this way, he makes Jeffrey Dahmer look like a fucking walk in the park.
Why is he so protected?
Because he's a snitch.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it, though? It's a fucking dark...
In the exhibits for the court are in there. You can take them with you and read through them. And Michael Eleanor is a Cockney, a full-blown, injected heroin punter, the one who attacked me. And in his statement, he describes Darren in there to the T. And the police knew it was, didn't do a thing. I was the suspect on my own assault. I was unconscious. The police statements are in there, I was unconscious. I was the suspect on my own assault.
What happened?
4 o'clock in the morning, Sadie was sick, she had a temperature, and I was lying on the couch with the windows open, and the bell rang. So I went to Julie, I got up and I knew, my intuition told me, don't open that door, and it said to Julie, don't open that door. She went to knew someone in the block and she opened the door, and he busted her. He had to talk with him. Busted her, dragged her down the stairs. And Julie's a big girl, do you know what I mean? And then him and his birds are battling her outside. But she's given as good as what she got. And I'm standing looking, thinking, I can't. And Sadie's asleep on the couch, and I'm thinking, I can't stand here. So I got the flat keys, went down in my pyjamas, no shoes on, no coat. And it was January 2018. And as I opened the apartment door, he went, he's smoking. And he went, you need to get here, the police are on the way. So I put the latch on the door. And he went, you don't need the latch, you've got the keys in your hand. So as I stepped down, and there was like the big Victorian block, the concrete steps. As I put my foot on the pavement, it was freezing. And he just went, fuck off, that's the scar there. And he hit the floor. And as I went to get back up again, he's done it again. I woke up 7 weeks later in the Walton Neuro. I sent you the x-ray and with the 2 dark patches, the frontal part of my brain. And that was my memories. I was in and out of consciousness for 7 weeks. And then I woke up. I was getting my last rites, my family around me, and I woke up. And the doctor was asking me questions of toothpaste. I wanted toothpaste because my fucking breath stung. My teeth felt minty. But he thought I was being deluded because I was saying toothpaste. And then they just done an MRI scan, and the doctor come, Dr. McCann, and he said to me, this is your x-ray from your MRI scan, from 2 weeks ago. This is your one today. Can you see the difference? Them 2 dark patches is gone. And he went, it takes 2 years for when someone's got a bleed on the brain for the blood to dry up. And he said, someone was up there watching you, and he said, I might discharge you next week. And with that, I felt my brother and I said, will you come and get me to discharge myself? And I had to go to Nottingham to the rehab. I had to learn to wash myself and everything again. And I remember the police coming out to my house. The officer who was on the case used to teach the kids in Molly's school to ride the bikes. And when he come to the hospital, he said who he was, and I said, I can't remember you. And the doctor said, she's got memory loss. And then he got took off the case because he brought criminal injuries forms in for me, asked me to sign them, took pictures on my phone. And then I got a phone call to go to the police station. So I phoned me solicitor, Brian Jackson's, and I went, and I was the suspect on my own assault. And when I went to the court, I'm in the dock, prosecution standing up saying whatever, and the judge asked me to stand, apologised to me for being there, and asked me to leave the courtroom. My solicitor come out. And at the time, because I changed solicitors, it was Kieran Walsh from Tuckers. And he said to me, Merseyside police are not going to allow you to have any money because you're activation. And I said, what do you mean activation? He says, because you're active in criminal activity. And I said, I'm not active. He said, because of your surroundings. So, and then I'm the suspect on my own assault. And when we walked out the courtroom, he said, that's why the police have arrested you, because they didn't want you to have that money. because you know me criminals. And I just thought, do you go that far?
So who done that? Who put you in a coma?
Well, Michael Eleanor, he was a full-blown, he used to injected heroin, and his girlfriend Tracy, smackhead. When in his statements he describes Darren to the T, you'll read it, and he asks for money for his jeans because his jeans got ripped. £15. I've got a blaze on the brain, mate, and you want £15? No, he wants to buy rock, and it says, he states in it, he was paid £10 rocks to do his worst to that girl.
So he was paid to beat you up?
15 rocks, yeah.
And who did they describe?
It's Darren J.
And
It's all there.
what was the description?
Very intelligent, very intellectual, very well spoken, but baldy.
No way.
Honestly.
I'll read that and I'll put it up. Listen, fuck him. But so he's gave somebody gear to battle you
Yeah,
and nothing happened to him.
nothing, not a thing.
What happened after that?
He went then, disappeared, started, I think, so that was 2018. And then I think it was the next year, was the podcast, was it? 2019 or 20?
I'm not sure. It was about 5 years ago anyway. 5, maybe, yeah, possibly 6 years ago. When did he get chased out of Liverpool? Because he's always he's coming to doors and this and that. I've seen videos,
No.
he's been chased with a bike and young kids have chased him into shops. Like, fair play to the snitches in America, the mafia guys. They've owned what they've done and they still walk about. You know what I'm saying? If you're a bad man, still cut about your place. There's still snitches that cut about their own place. So if you're a bad man, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding in a single bedroom fucking...
He lives above a
sheltered accommodation, you know what I'm saying?
it's above a dessert shop.
But it moves all the time.
I've been there.
It moves all the time. Sheltered accommodation, he's always getting passed about. If he feels under pressure, he'll move again. So what's his go? How did
He makes out, doesn't he, at the Osborne mornings? Listen, God works in mysterious ways. No one's going to be able to kill him because that's what he wants, to be assassinated and remembered. No, he's not going to die like that. He's going to die how you told your brothers to die. If you want to die, die by your own hand. And I know that for a fact. I smoked DMT, magic mushrooms. I was going to do ayahuasca, but I was a bit scared. And when I done DMT, I didn't break through the first 3 times, but the 4th time, it was shocking. And I got the fright of my life. I went through the process of dying. And I remember the bright light, and it was dead warm, and I could hear water, and I heard whistling. And I was on a beach, and here's Billy. And I felt like I was with him for hours. I was under it for, I broke through for like just under 8 minutes. And he was telling me why he'd done what he'd done. And he's laughing and he said, take no notice of him. And he said, he's not going to die the way he thinks he is. He's going to die the way I died.
Who chased him out of Liverpool?
Everyone. He started trying to terrorise people. And come on, you're a one-man band. You haven't got the money to pay people like you used to have. And he's, I think it was the lamb. I'm not sure. And he's making out the lamb's on this and the lamb's on that. And I got Billy at a memorial in Liverpool's football ground. And it was Darren who hacked that, not the lamb. It was him making out everyone because he wanted everyone to get involved. He wanted people to jump on board with him as if like, oh, look at he's done to Billy's thing. Well, now, this is what happens when you're causing trouble. Expect it back. You done that, not him. How many graves? He's kicked someone's headstone. I think it might have been his nan's headstone or something like that. Or I can't remember whose it was. That's a good few years ago, but that's retaliation. What's done today will be done today. It says it in the Bible.
Like I say, it's all weird behaviour. It's dark behaviour. And listen, I've been questioned over some serious things in life. It's in the public domain. I've been questioned over murders. I've been questioned over robberies. But he says it in a way as if you're a bad man. It's sure it's done this, and he makes up all his own lies. So there's some sort of facts with his own story.
Yeah.
Instead of telling your own story, what he does is point fingers. Own what you've done.
Yeah.
Admit what you've done and say that's your story. Stop living off everybody else with your lies. I will back down and lie down for absolutely no one in this life. Never have, never will. And anything I do, I put my hands up, and
Yeah.
I don't need to hide from anything. Fuck's sake, I'm out there. I'm out there. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't hide. I don't shy away. If I've done something, listen, I've done that.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I'm sorry. I move on. So what? We're human. We all make
happens.
mistakes. But this little baldy fucking grass, all he does is talk shit. This podcast isn't just for me or you. This is for the hundreds of people
yeah.
he's tried to terrorise, the hundreds of people that he's tried to make scared to stand at the forefront and speak about him. He's nothing. Do you know what I could get countless people on about him. Countless. But I've just not got the time or the energy, because this will fuel him.
Yeah.
And he will lose his shit. Fuck him. That's what I say. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's got to understand this is real life. This ain't a fucking joke. By all means, one day you might walk into somebody that you know, or somebody you spoke shit about, and let's see how tough you are then. Everybody can be tough behind a screen. Like
Yeah.
I say, I don't do podcasts and screaming and shouting and I'm going to do this and that. First of all, you're incriminating yourself. Where I'm from, if you're going to do something, you get it done.
Yeah.
You don't be shouting about it and trying. He says stuff and mentions people, because if anything does happen, it's like fly grassing.
Yeah.
You're being a fly grass. You're mentioning all these names because you're putting people in the dock if anything does happen to you, so you've got backup. Everything's calculated. Everything's recorded. That's a snitch. You talking on lives and talking shit. You're a fucking snitch. But if you're a dirty wrong and a dirty grass, you deserve to be exposed.
Why doesn't he grass on himself for the things he's done now? But he's all right. I think the names he mentions, it's probably like one sentence, not even the truth in any of it. But he likes to make his own story. It's Jack and Ori. You know, Mr. Tumbles is finished now, hasn't he? Why doesn't he need to fucking take over?
How were you feeling when he got out of prison? Were you scared?
No.
Were you in any contact when he was in
No.
jail?
Not until Casey come to my house now.
And how was he when he lost was he in prison when he lost Billy?
Yeah. He was allowed to, he got cleared to go to his funeral, but he refused. But he denies that. But he did get cleaned because he was on the phone saying it. Why didn't he go? Because he felt guilty because of the voicemail he left Billy, that's why.
And what stuff does he say about, does he still talk about Billy now?
He makes out he was best mates and his brother and they had a good relationship. He never spoke to you. Never spoke to you. You're on about you. When he got his parole, Billy blamed Ian for giving him his phone number, but I think it was Casey who gave Darren Billy's phone number. And when he's come home from work, he's like that with his phone, and it had the name of the jail on the phone, and I went, who's Darren? He went, Darren, 30 odd missed calls. And he went, he's left a voicemail, and he plays it, and he just looks at me, so I got my phone, recorded it. And I've got that on my phone, I'll let you listen to it in a minute. And he just went, and he saved it. Now, when Billy was laying at the top of this Janet's stairs, someone wiped his phone. His phone was clean. There wasn't nothing on his phone. That voicemail was gone. Everything, all the messages, everything was gone. Not a phone number, nothing in his phone. And Stephen's girl, Lisa, told me that Darren, and Casey was in the kitchen and Billy's coat was there, and Darren got Casey to rummage through Billy's coat. Why didn't you tell me when she was here? Because I'd have battered her right, I'd have kicked her head right in. She's rooting through a dead man's coat. How disrespectful.
What for?
Fuck knows. Fuck knows.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when he gets out, was there much contact when he got out of prison? Just that he tried to move you into his house?
Yeah, he said he'd got in to sell his houses, we're going to buy a big house for me, Casey, Roma, and you and our Billy's kids. I went, oh, no, thanks, you've got your liberty back, we're not your responsibility. He switched up, didn't like it, rejection.
That's a big thing when he gets rejected. Like I say, I like to see myself as a nice guy, but I'll still tolerate no shit. If you're going to fuck shit, if you're going to talk shit and try and fuck me over, I'm done.
Yeah.
You never hear from me again. You don't see me on podcasts and talking shit about people and then apologising to people. You know, it's not just the way it is. All these people are talking shit and then they apologise, then they're friends.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. You've showed your colours, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ruthless, and people don't see that side until it comes. Just think, a nice big guy, maybe take the cunt. Nah, doesn't fucking work that way. I grew up from a fucked up life as well, and a fucked up background. You're not just some mug because people try and manipulate it and try and take it. You give them an inch, they'll try and take a mile. And these people, you can see through these people. And I did have my suspicions, because then after I'd done the second podcast with him, I seen how much he switched on people. I never really seen that at the start because it was quite pleasant doing these videos, and then the second one, then I started seeing him talking shit about people, and I said to him in the third one, what if you start talking shit about me? He'd go, no lad, I would never do that, it would break my heart. A week later they done it.
Hasn't got a heart.
Yeah, a week later they done it. And I thought, okay, responded that night. Had to respond straight away, you know, because people with the podcast, it built them up and gave them a platform as well. And I thought, no fucking chance, took all these podcasts down. Bear in mind, they were my biggest podcasts. But I just knew I would get bigger. I knew the way I work and I know the way. Just don't stop, because you have to tolerate all that shit and people talking shit about you, people believing in them, always little fucking weasel. People, you back them up. Look what I'm doing, look what he's doing.
The people, they say, don't they forgive and forget. I'm not Jesus and I definitely haven't got Alzheimer's. I'll just change my number. I done it in May. I'll just change my number and just ghosted everyone, because I'm hearing little things about me partying, and no, if you're going to say something, say it to me. So I just went, nah, just switched up, just fucking change my number, ghosted everyone, even my own family as well. But, and there'll be loads of comments on this, but if anyone's going to say it, and say it with your own name, because when I've got something to say, everyone knows. I'll go on video and post it on Instagram. If I can't get hold of someone, I'll tag them in it. If people ignore, I'll make sure the message gets to them. I say it with myself, do you know what I mean? I'll stand on it. People don't though, they like this.
Yeah, but people who don't know him are buying into him. Look, he thinks he's a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Back Christmas presents.
When you see these videos of this bouncing about rapping, you're thinking he's clearly lost the plot.
Over there in the air and the floor, there you go again in the eyes of the law. What do you think? Do I stink? Can you see me clean, coming in real mean? Can you see me fly in between your eye, into your brain? Listen to me explain this from a realist, from the bloody mouth, from north, middle, south. Get on board, just like we scored. I'm telling you, this shit's getting through. 7:30 in the morning, going for it.
But you can understand why people find it funny. You can understand because it's very convincing. And let's be honest, he has lived that life as well. But you also became a snitch.
Yeah.
You also get chased out of Liverpool. Let's speak facts. You never became a man and stood and took what's coming to you. Be a fucking man. Like I say, I interview people who still don't leave their area from where they're from, even though they've became a snitch or they've done wrong. They expect the consequences. He ran away.
He got chased on Brick Road by Wheatman. Chased him. Wheatman's like half the size of me, I think. Well, he was when I first ever seen him. That was when Billy was alive. But he chased him. Like, you're meant to be this big hard case, aren't you? You should have turned around and bastard him. But now he ran.
And is he still married?
I don't know. I know because I went to solicitors with Katie when she was my friend, when she didn't sleep with the man I was dating before the bastard her.
So you just fell out as well?
Yeah. I went to solicitors with her and she signed the divorce papers. He wouldn't sign them. He won't divorce her. I know for the fact he won't.
Is that just for control?
Yeah.
But there must be a way for somebody who's been in prison or whatever to get around that, to get divorced.
I think it's good the first year, isn't it? For it to be annulled.
And how was their relationship?
Toxic.
How long were they with each other when they got out of prison?
So he got out in 2016, didn't he? So I think it was only 18 months or something like that.
And then they split up?
Yeah.
Because when I interviewed him, he came to my flat with a wee bird. What was her name? I think Gemma. Maybe her name was. And
That's Quintus's mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not allowed to see Quintus anymore.
Why?
I haven't got a clue. Social services won't allow him to. Which I wouldn't have good on, whoever shares good on it, because I wouldn't have none of my kids near him.
Yeah, fair play, because I had her up, the two of them came up to my house, but I think then she fell pregnant a few months later. But it's the ego then, not able to start a life and seeing other people living a life and seeing other people still doing stuff that it burns him. There's so much hate around this kid.
He doesn't like seeing people happy. If you can't have it, he'll ruin it or try and ruin it.
So many kids has he actually got?
2.
2. And he's allowed to see his other kid?
Little girl, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's all messy, man, isn't it? Did all the family start falling apart then?
Yeah.
Sad that as well, isn't it? How families get torn apart.
Lies was told. Danny's daughter's mum got the blame. Now, the families don't like Kellyanne anyway. I was meant to have said Billy was sexually abused. Now, the family know me. If I'd have said it, I'd have said to them. Now, that's why I'm here to say, so my kids and Billy's 5 kids, no, your dad wasn't sexually abused. He never told me. I doubt he told his other kids' mum either. because I did ask her that. But we fell out for that reason, and I was fucking carrying on shocking. I said a lot, I've done a lot, but that's I don't forgive myself, I never will, but it happens, you know what I mean? I had about 4 breakdowns, but it's been held against me, but I don't mind that, but because they're still very good to me kids have got good relationships with them. But to think that I'd say something like that, like all you have to do is come and say, why have you said X, Y, and Z? And as I said, no, I haven't. But I think they might have chose that they wanted to believe it. They didn't want me around. But I don't mind because I'm glad because I feel I was happy to move away. And I've moved back round by where I moved from, and I don't like living there because I'm waiting to see him. I'm waiting for him to walk down the street. So it's daunting. So I will be moving soon.
You worried about when this podcast goes out?
No, I can't wait for it to drop. It's Billy's birthday on Saturday.
What about Danny when he escaped from prison? How is he? He must have been close to getting out. So what was going through his head? Do you know?
I haven't got a clue. I was shocked. I was very shocked.
Do you think possibly scared of getting some freedom because he's been institutionalised so long? No.
So I think, as you know, the police went to secure Darren when he went MIA. They went to get him into protection. They were sitting outside wherever he was living.
Why?
Because I don't know, I think that they thought he was going to hurt Darren.
Does it Danny want to hurt Dan?
I couldn't tell you because I didn't speak to them. But we probably will, because that's his mum. I think that they're all angry at him, and so they should be, because that's their mum. You hate the mum, don't get me wrong. I'll argue with my mum sometimes because she comes out with some stupid shit sometimes, but who hates their mum like that? And after what she's been through, she untied her son. He took his own life, and for him to treat his mum like in that kind of way, he doesn't deserve to have a family. He doesn't even deserve to be a dad.
How is his mum?
She's sick. Only from what the kids told me, she had an operation a few weeks ago.
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
She must have had it tough, that woman.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's all messy. It's from the innocent murders to the snitching. Like, his head must be fried. Like, he needs serious help.
He should go and section himself.
He definitely needs serious help when it's... And how he's been allowed to just sit and waffle for years. This hasn't just been a few months. This has been years.
Everyone just laughs at him. I mean, I do myself, but what he was saying about me Molly and now, and I've sat with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was 12 when he started, and I've sat with that. She's 22 now. It's 10 years. No, mate, now the truth's getting told. You're a liar. You lied. She was a kid. And
what does he say about it? Did you ask him about it?
No.
Because he says in the first podcast that I think he tries to protect Billy's kids.
No.
Does he? Did he say that?
No.
I might just be waffling shit, but I think he says in the first podcast that I think he tries to protect him because other people were after.
Now, if he was still around, people probably would. Now, people are very nice to my kids. My kids can go anywhere comfortably. And I got a message on Instagram about 2 years ago. Amie, I've just seen your kids in the park. The respect and how friendly they was, and how the manners out of them. You've done that. They're a credit to you. And that was nice to hear, do you know what I mean? But I think if he was still around, they'd get no one to entertain them.
How much has he hated you?
Probably the most hated.
It's mad, isn't it? It is mad how he sits on TikToks and...
It's sad, really, because he could have come out and... He used to be brilliant with the kids. He was used to, once upon a time, he was do this with the kids, do that, and he was all for the kids, and no, I don't know what's happened to him.
What sort of kids, though? What you talking? Trying to help kids or fucking grooming kids? Like what?
No, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, but now he was like, do this with the kids, do that with the kids, read this, like trying to give you advice on what to do, read them to them and all that, and now, and then you're trying to fucking terrorise them. Like, my son was 6 years old and he was fucking pissing the bed. Come on, mate, that's your fucking nephew.
Why?
Because he was in the garden petrifying them.
Doing what?
Sitting there smoking weed, 3 o'clock. It was going up 1 minute from 3 o'clock in the morning, going up 1 minute every night for like 2 weeks. And then I just done a Florence and just went in the night.
So what was he doing sitting out outside your house?
Sitting in my back garden on my patio chair smoking weed, trying to intimidate me. It didn't intimidate me because I just laughed. Like me brother was saying to me, shut up, stop it. And that's the worst thing to say to me because I'll just fucking do worse.
Has he always been a prick, or is it the prison and it being the grass that's kind of changed him?
No, I think it's the prison that's changed him.
I'm surprised he never got done though in prison if he was a snitch.
I remember he got moved out of Strangeways. Someone battered him with snooker balls in a sock.
And how many of the family are you in contact with?
None.
None?
No.
How do you think they'll react? Who's still here?
Stephen, his kids, Ian, his kids, Danny's kids. She's a singer. She's a brilliant singer. The kids are talented, so I'll be totally honest. And Danny's in jail.
And no contact with any of it?
No.
What about your kids? Are they in contact with their uncles?
Yeah, they've got good relationships with all Billy's family. They're very good to my kids. They're not, I mean, they don't have to be as good as what they are, but the love that they show them, do you know what I mean? It's profound.
Yeah, but that's all you want. All you want is your family and the people you love around you. All this bickering and hate, even us two sitting here, it's not good, but it needs to be done as well. Like, you need to say things from your side because it's not fair if someone's on blaming you for your partner's death and saying stuff about your kids. Like,
saying like that, Billy, come on. I was the one who was trying to roll him over when he was fucking biting his tongue. Do you know how hard it was? I had to send Molly up to get in the first night. Billy come out on a, what is it when he was in Kirkham, a weekend. He was on open jail and we're in bed. And I sat up and I was looking. I didn't know he was having a fit because I'd never seen it before. And I said, Molly was like 7. And I said, run up and get in. 1 o'clock in the morning. And we had to roll him over and get an ambulance. Bit fuck out. That was the first ever time he's had a seizure. And that was regular. And then when you go on a bender, he's have them in the pubs and everything. It was horrible to see. And so you couldn't imagine what it was like for him living through them.
yeah, it's hard when the mind goes,
Yeah.
you know. So how are you feeling now?
Fine, happy.
How long you been clean?
2 months.
Feeling good for it?
Yeah.
It's difficult though, like I say,
Yeah.
people's got, the addiction has got the big connection with some sort of trauma and some sort of pain, you know, and it's trying to overcome it. But pricks like this online don't help when you're trying to do well for yourself, or somebody sends you a video, look what he's saying,
Yeah.
you know. But now it's his turn. See how he likes it. Like I say, he's spoken 10, 15 podcasts, talking my name, talking shit, making lies up.
Because he's jealous, you see. Jealousy kind of kills, envy, jealousy turns into envy, and it's a dangerous thing.
Very dangerous,
Yeah.
especially him. But thankfully, majority of people don't believe he's shit. We still get people who find him funny, and that's fair enough. You know, everybody can see the world how they want to. But he's a toxic, horrible little fucking weasel, and this has been for many years. And the people that he spoke about, hundreds, not just one or two. He has his list of about 10 people.
Oh, he's always
He always kind of mentions, and he'll bring in new people.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's a philosopher. Bear in mind, he's sitting in a fucking sheltered accommodation, doing nothing with his life, not working. If you're a father, go work.
Yeah.
Go get a job. Don't say, oh, I can't get a job because this
Should
and
be
that.
should be being a role model for us kids.
Yes, and be a man. Be a man. Go and take a job, and whatever's coming, accept it.
Yeah.
You know, go work. Don't just blame fingers and point fingers and blame everybody for what you've done wrong in life. You know, go and get a
Own
job,
it.
go and work. Yeah. And if you're this tough, man, then you shouldn't be running. You shouldn't be getting chased with a bike seat. You shouldn't be getting chased with kids. You stand your ground.
Yeah.
You know, you're nearly 50. Like, do something with your life. Don't just hating on everybody. You know, but everybody needs a fair platform. I gave him plenty.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't know this story. I don't know what he's talking about. I can only take it somewhat face value that I'm not going to come on and talk shit. And people question what you're saying and what I'm saying. That's fair enough. That's okay. But listen to everybody's story and don't just jump on one bandwagon without hearing what everybody else has got to say,
Yeah.
because there's more There's more to it. He's the most hated man in Liverpool, like you say, for a reason. He's been chased out for a reason. He doesn't have anything for a reason. Look at Wait Up. You know, like I say, I've interviewed 500 people. All the other people don't say anything.
All of us, including his family, me, you, everyone, we all can't be the problem, and he can't, and so we're all a problem, and he's not. Come on, make it make sense.
Yeah, and that's all it is. But people can be easily. I think TikTok dumbs people down a lot.
Yeah.
And it is easy to gravitate towards someone and think, yeah, this is great, but look at the destruction it's caused.
Yeah.
Look at the innocent murders. People lost their life, and he's apparently seen killers that were after him switch seats. Young innocent boys been killed, and then someone else has been killed. He never done the killings, but look at the destruction it's caused. And then while going through all that, you've sat in court pointing fingers and stuck everybody else in for you to get a lesser sentence.
Yeah.
Obviously his head's going to be fried, because that's not manly. That's not a thing to do. It shouldn't be any destruction in the world, in a good world. But look at your destruction. Instead of coming out and putting your hands up and saying, do you know what, I'm a snitch, you know what, I was involved in stuff, I need to get help. I don't know how many times he says he's off weed and he's this and that, and he's always slaughtering drug dealers. You smoke weed every day, you fucking pie. You know, you fruity bastard, always talking about gays and willies and this. I think he's just a gay man just caught up in a life that he hates, and he's just hating on everybody else. Just come out the closet, admit.
Just to be honest with yourself.
Like I say, it's just, I feel sorry for him. But then again, it needs to be done today. It's something that needed to be done.
I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Billy's kids, because they've been manipulated to believe lies about the dad that just aren't true. He deserves everything that's coming to them. And Saturn's just went retrograde, and you know what Saturn is, don't you? She's just delivering to karma. So let's hope he gets his.
Yeah, but people just need to stop being fooled and just start opening your eyes.
You
know, and this isn't some innocent kid who's come out of prison and it's doing good for the community. You know, he's terrorising people, he's trying to bully people online, he's talking shit. I'm just surprised more people's not actually come out and spoke more shit about him and defended themselves. It's like people get scared because of how ruthless he goes, you know, to say the worst things about people and families. And like I say, everybody's a grass, everybody's a nonce, everybody's a killer. That's everything you are.
Yeah.
What was the recording you had?
Out the voicemail.
Was that the recording that he's threatening Billy?
Where he's telling fat self-suicidal bastard next time, trying to kill yourself too properly.
How long after that did Billy take his own life?
I think it was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Do you think he blames himself for that?
Yeah, of course he does. I sometimes question myself, did I do something wrong? Did because I done something more? I think we all do, but it's no one's fault. No one's got anything to feel guilty about.
Yeah,
he was struggling.
Yeah, once your mind goes, it goes, and I think people feel as if they're a burden on people and just want to end it. Do you think that's why he done it in his mum's? Because he probably felt a little safer then?
I think because there was no one in the house in his mum's. His mum had a boyfriend at the time, Joe, so he had the house to himself. I think that's why he never come home that night.
Yeah, it's sad when people take their own life, because it's always leaves the scars for the other people to pick up the pieces. But again, I done a video a few weeks ago. You just don't know what people are battling. You don't know what people are struggling and what they're really going through. And sometimes when they know they're going to turn the lights off, it's like a release for them.
Yeah.
It's like, thank God, it's like all their energies are gone. And to think about taking your own life, like I've said it before, like it's a fucking brave thing. Like I'm in a good place, and for me to think that way, I'd think, nah, fuck that, man, it's too scary. But people don't see it that way. I know people might think, oh, it's weak, and it's to take your own life and know it's lights out. It's a fucking brave thing to do, but it's the destruction. Obviously, it causes destruction around it. People might not think it's brave. There might be other words better than that, but to end it and truly think there's no coming back takes a lot of balls, man. But it just shows you how dark that people are to want to take their own life, you know. And it's people who, some people, they might not even be telltale signs. They might just do it. But again, you just don't know what people are battling. You don't want people to take their own life. You want people to get help and fight through it, especially if the people are around them. But some people just feel so lonely that they just think, nah, it's game over.
We'd never known with Billy, because
even though he tried to take his life before.
Yeah. He was always happy and smiling. And I mean, like the laughing. He was a practical joker, like the things he used to do, do you know what I mean? You just wouldn't, we didn't see it. None of us did. But that week, I think he thought everything with losing his job. And you know, when after his funeral, they offered me and the kids money because they had sacked him. And Ian said to me, they want to give you money. And I just looked and said, no, Ian. Why? To make themselves feel better. And Ian said, we were speaking about what to reply back, to send him an email to not accept the money. And yeah, try and make yourselves feel better for sacking him. That's a guilty conscience.
So they sacked him.
Never has no reason either.
Like I say, you just don't know where life goes, where it takes you, and how people are battling. Everybody's got their own demons. Everybody's got their own ups and downs, including yourself, including me. Anybody watching or listening, you just don't know, but just try and push through. Just try and seek help, try and listen. Drinking, drugs is just a big part of people's mental health. Slipping, it doesn't help. It only numbs the pain, but it makes it 100 times worse when you're off it. So it's just maybe get the help, reach out, maybe quit the negatives. And once you start quitting the negatives, it opens the door to the positives, Anything else that we've missed? Anything else that you'd like to touch on? Anything else that you think people need to know?
No, I don't think so.
How are you feeling? Were you nervous today?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's a big thing, 'cause you know what's going to come with this prick.
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah.
Like it was fuck me and fuck my kids.
Amy, would you like to finish up on anything else?
No, that's everything.
You sure?
Yeah.
Listen, thanks for coming on today, because there's no one spoke out against him yet. People are going to question what you're saying, they're going to question what I'm saying, but that's fine. But he's had enough of his say.
Yeah.
Now,
Now it's my saying.
Yeah, and like I say, he's does hundreds of videos, if not thousands, about people all over the years. But look at his reaction will be when somebody does it once against him.
Yeah.
It's just a taste of your own medicine. But listen, respect for you for coming on today. I wish you nothing but the best for the future. Keep staying on the path, and good luck with everything.
You too. Thank you,
Cheers.
James.
Thank you.
Thank you.